Namaste. आज ako lagi for today Chup, which means shut up. Chup, it's wonderfully impolite. This is just not non-honorific. This is truly impolite. Only use that if you intend to be insultive. If you want to just politely kind of like you're in a cinema hall and someone is talking. You don't want to start a fight, but you still want them to shut up. You would say, Chup lagnu. Chup lagnu. Chup lagnu. Chup lagnu. Chup laga. But that chup lag is the most impolite form. But since you often say that in the case when you're quite annoyed and you're annoyed enough to not worry anymore whether you start a fight or not, especially to kids. Chup lag. So, little explanation. We take chup, that means silent. Let's translate it with silent. Chup. And then we have lag. Lag comes from the verb lagnu. That's right. Lagnu. Lagnu. I spoke about lagnu before. Lagnu means literally it means to be attached. And the expression, the idiomatic expression chup lagnu means to be silent or to shut up. Better translated with to shut up, to be silent, to be silent. And so now to the grammar here. Lag is imperative, and as I told you before, you have 4 second person singular versions in Nepal. Impolite, which is tha, which correlates here, tha, lag. You have timi, which would correlate to the imperative laga. Not here. Here you have tapai, which would correlate to the imperative lagnu or lagnuhos. And then you have hadzur, which correlates to the imperative lagi boxius or something. I never use that. Hadzur, you should, if you want to talk to the king, who's not a king anymore, or someone. Nobody really talks like this. It's like whenever I try that with some Nepali, they just burst out laughing. Hadzur. So this is tha. Chup lag. Like someone is insulting you already, and you're like chup lag. Okay, the letters cha, short vowel u, pa, chup. Then we have la, a, la, and then ga. And again, this sign here signifies, in this case, basically only that this consonant is cut off, because in every consonant basically there is an inherent a, short vowel a. Like for example when you write this letter mo, it also stands for the word mo, stands by itself. So the rule really says whenever you have a case where the consonant is the vowel after the consonant is cut off. May that be that there is another consonant following, or in this case that the word ends there. You use this sign underneath the consonant. But of course then you'll be asking, well, why do you say chup and not chupa? And well, basically if you only look at Nepali nowadays, you have to say there are irregularities which don't really, because yes, you could also write that, but it's not necessary in this case here. And I want to maybe give a tiny explanation in a sense of if you look back to Sanskrit, okay, which had been codified as a written language. Well, the Sanskrit grammars were written around 500 after Christ. And so that's really like long development from that language to this one. But if you, at least people assume that there you, the script, the Nagari script here, would always be absolutely phonetic. So if there was something written like this, it always meant you had to pronounce it like chupa. But since language is not a something that is once codified and never changes, things change. So here, this word originally was always pronounced chupa, must have been, otherwise it wouldn't have been written like this. At least that's my explanation. But nowadays nobody does say that anymore. So, or I'm quite sure actually, like for example, if you would use it in poetry and would need it to rhyme in a way with something else that ends with pa, it would be totally fine and comfortable for Nepali speakers to pronounce it chupa, chupa, chup, chupa. Yeah, but I'm not too sure. But that's something like, I mean, I wouldn't do you a favor if I would explain stuff or pretend that I'm totally sure about stuff and also pretend that there is a rule if there is not really a rule, as far as I know. So in those cases where I'm hinting at you, okay, here there's this and there's that, but it doesn't make absolutely sense in and of itself, I'm telling you these things to encourage you to further study and to further look into it, and to kind of develop a intuitive understanding also of how things work in Nepali, as you have to do in any other language as well. Chuplak. No, we don't end it on chuplak. We end it on a very polite and friendly namaskar.